Why does it feel like everyone else is moving forward and I'm just stuck here?
Have you ever watched your own life from the outside and felt like you were standing still while everyone else was running? That was Victoria, 28 years old, quiet, kind, thoughtful, and completely, painfully stuck. But here's what nobody tells you about being stuck. It doesn't always look like failure. Sometimes it looks exactly like a normal Tuesday. And on one very normal Tuesday, Victoria's entire life was about to shift. Every morning, Victoria woke up the same way. Alarm, snooze, alarm again, a heavy feeling in her chest she couldn't name. She worked the data entry job she fell into 3 years ago. Not a bad job, not a good one either. Just existing, a quiet way of disappearing. By lunch, she'd open her phone, and that was when it got hardest. An old school friend promoted again. A girl from university launching her second business. Someone she barely knew, posting about her dream apartment abroad. Victoria would stare at those posts far longer than she should, then close the app, then open it again. This is where most people stop watching, because this part is too familiar. Keep going, because what Victoria discovered next changes everything. She wasn't lazy, she wasn't untalented, she had ideas, big, brilliant, burning ideas. She just couldn't seem to start any of them. And the longer she waited, the more she doubted herself. The more she doubted herself, the longer she waited. She didn't know yet that the answer wasn't about talent. It wasn't about timing. It was something far smaller and far more powerful. The moment everything cracked open for Victoria came on a Thursday. Her company announced an internal promotion, a junior project manager role. Victoria had wanted that position for over a year. She knew the work. She understood the team. She was ready, but she didn't apply. She told herself she'd wait until she felt more confident. She told herself maybe next time. She told herself she probably wasn't ready. And 3 weeks later, she watched a colleague, someone she'd helped train, accept that exact role. Victoria sat in the bathroom stall during lunch and cried. Not out of jealousy, out of grief, because she finally understood. She was the only one keeping herself stuck.
And that moment of grief, that was not the end of her story. That was the beginning. That night, Victoria didn't binge a show. She didn't scroll. She sat at her kitchen table with a blank notebook, and she asked herself one simple question. Who do I want to become? She wrote for 40 minutes. She wrote badly. She wrote honestly. And then she made a decision. Every morning, before her phone, before the noise, before the world could define her day, she would spend 15 minutes writing. 3 things she was grateful for. 1 thing she would do that day to move toward her goals. 1 sentence about who she was becoming. Here's what most people get wrong about habits. They think the habit has to be big to matter. But Victoria was about to discover that 15 quiet minutes can rewrite years of silence. That was it. 15 minutes. A notebook. 1 question. No app. No guru. No grand plan. The first week, nothing changed. She still felt nervous. Still compared herself. Still hesitated, but she kept writing. By week 3, something small shifted. She started noticing what she was good at. Really noticing, not as a flicker of thought, but as a fact she was recording every morning. By month 2, she enrolled in a free online course in project management. She did it in the evenings, 20 minutes at a time. It wasn't glamorous, no one knew, no one cheered. By month 3, her manager commented that she seemed different, more present, more confident, more precise with her words. By month 4, Her friend asked her, "What have you been doing? You seem like yourself again." Victoria smiled and said, "I've been having a conversation with myself every morning." 5 months after that bathroom stall breakdown, another opportunity appeared. A new team was being assembled for a 6-month project. They needed someone organized, focused, and proactive. This time, Victoria applied without hesitation, not because she was fearless, but because 5 months of morning pages had shown her who she was. And she trusted that person now. She got the role. And on her first day leading a team meeting, her hands were shaking, but her voice was steady, because she had practiced being steady every single morning. Victoria didn't get lucky. She didn't find a secret shortcut. She didn't wait for the perfect moment, because it never would have come. She just chose to show up for herself every morning, 15 minutes at a time. The journal didn't give her confidence. It revealed the confidence that was always there. That's the truth no one tells you. You don't find yourself. You write yourself, one morning at a time.
So here's a question I want to leave with you today. What is the one small habit, just 15 minutes a day, that could begin rewriting your story? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if Victoria's story moved you, if you saw even a piece of yourself in her share, this was someone who needs to hear it today. Like this video, subscribe to the Story Vault, because every week we tell stories that remind you who you were always meant to become. Until next time, keep showing up